Okay, time for some things that I hate. So, Valentine's Day is coming up this week, and the Washington Post is focused laser-like on the people most affected by Valentine's Day. These would be people who are asexual and aromantic. We should just call these lonely people. But now, apparently, we have to have like a big focus on this. This is one of my biggest annoyances in life, seriously, is that there are rules and ceremonies, and they apply to the vast majority of the population. And our press, because they are transgressive in the extreme, all they care about is breaking rules and norms. They find the person who is like outside the box, like, but isn't this person victimized by Valentine's Day? Isn't this? So you have a standard in society that people should generally not be hugely obese. People should try to keep fit. So they find this one person who is very happy being extraordinarily obese. Like, but what about Bob? Have you thought about Bob? Well, this is what we're now doing with Valentine's Day. We must remember the plight of the asexual and aromantic on Valentine's Day. See, here's the thing. As a member of a minority group in the United States, namely I'm an Orthodox Jew, I don't feel like every Christmas there has to be a story in the New York Times about what do Orthodox Jews do on Christmas? Aren't they left out? Yeah, we're left out. And also we just go and eat Chinese food. Like, what's the problem? Like, why do we have to have full stories about it? But apparently it is very important to think of the plight of people like Odella Pax, 37, who has always been skeptical of Valentine's Day. She's not opposed to romantic gestures, she said, but the holiday feels capitalistic and corporate-driven as companies entice couples to spend big on presents and chocolate. If I have a partner, why do I only have to give them presents on one day? Why do I only give them flowers on one day? Why is that day in particular special, said the Pennsauken, New Jersey resident. It just never made sense to me. Pax's skepticism is widely shared, but hers comes with a twist. She identifies as both asexual and idem-romantic. And we just used to call these lonely people. Now they're an actual minority-protected class. Asexual and idem-romantic, which means she does not have any desire for sex, and she doesn't make any distinction between romantic and platonic feelings. There's like a group for that? So what to do with a holiday that assumes romantic and sexual attraction are the norm? This year, she's been doing what she usually does on February 14th, making time for self-love and self-care. It sounds like this person has a lot of time for self-love and self-care because all they do is think about themselves all day long. For her, that means soaking in a hot bath before curling up in bed with her 3 stuffed animals, Findall, Marsha, and Sylvia, the last 2 named after trailblazing trans activist Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera. Sounds like a happy life right there. We are creating a society of happy people by focusing on the marginalized groups who refuse to or do not wish to take part in nice things like, traditional romance. We can make the world a better place so that everyone who wants to curl up with Findall, Marsha, and Sylvia, named for trailblazing trans activists as stuffed animals, can do so on Valentine's Day. Romance is such the expected norm, said Pax. It is in the movies, it is in advertising, it is in music, it is in books, it is everywhere. Well, that's bad. That's very bad. Pax is not alone in rejecting the notion the relationships acknowledged on February 14th have to include romance and sex. Roughly 1% of Americans are asexual, according to a study from the Williams Institute at UCLA. Although experts such as Jennifer Pollitt, Assistant Director of Gender, Sexuality, and Women's Studies at Temple University in Philadelphia, a professional useless person, believes the population is undercounted and its influence underestimated because of a lack of awareness. Clancy Withers, 19, realized that they were asexual. You notice the high correlation between the transing and the gender non-binary and the asexual and aromantic. You notice it? Almost as though social contagion is a thing. Clancy Withers, 19, realized they were asexual and aromantic in high school when they noticed how differently they experienced attraction compared to their peers. When asexual and aromantic people like someone, you're attracted to them as a person, and you're attracted to the way they are with you and the way they are with other people. This year, their Valentine is their friend Dax, who has helped them manage their Tourette syndrome. But we're supposed to pretend, again, that this is just a marginalized identity group. This isn't the person with a problem that probably we should focus on solving. It's all of society that must change to be more tolerant. Okay, meanwhile, one more thing that I hate. So I love this headline from the New York Times. A Yale professor suggested mass suicide for old people in Japan. What did he mean? I mean, I think it was suggested in the first sentence that he wants all the old people to die. That would be the thing that he meant. His pronouncements could hardly sound more drastic. In interviews and public appearances, Yusuke Narita, an assistant professor of economics at Yale, has taken on the question of how to deal with the burdens of Japan's rapidly aging society. I feel like the only solution is pretty clear, he said during one online news program in late 2021. In the end, isn't it mass suicide and mass seppuku of the elderly? Seppuku is an act of ritual disembowelment that was coded among dishonored samurai in the 19th century. First of all, I mean, if you're going to kill all the old people, seppuku is a pretty bad way to go. It involved taking a knife and plunging in your stomach and going up and all your intestines. Last year, When asked by a school-aged boy to elaborate on his mass seppuku theories, Dr. Narita graphically described to a group of assembled students a scene from Midsummer, a 2019 horror film in which a Swedish cult sends one of its oldest members to commit suicide by jumping off a cliff. Whether that's a good thing or not, that's a more difficult question to answer, Dr. Narita said. If you think that's good, maybe you can work hard toward creating a society like that. At other times, he has broached the topic of euthanasia. Dr. Narita said his statements had been taken out of context, and he was mainly addressing a growing effort to push the most senior people out of leadership positions in business and politics, but he has pushed the hottest button in Japan. So he appears frequently on Japanese online shows, and he wears signature eyeglasses with one round and one square lens. He is among a few Japanese provocateurs who have found an eager audience by gleefully breaching social taboos. So he is suggesting that all of the old people basically kill themselves because Japan has a massive social welfare state and all the old people are drawing on it too greatly. If, by the way, you think that this is a rarity, you should recall that Canada right now is pushing euthanasia, and like really pushing euthanasia on anyone they can get to take it. This is going to be a widespread phenomenon throughout Western democracies within our lifetimes. Is going to be pushing elderly people to essentially commit suicide in order to make room for the youngs. It's going to be continually broached over and over and over again. I mean, Ezekiel Emanuel, who is literally the guy who designed Obamacare, wrote a piece for The Atlantic, quote, "Why I Hope to Die at 75. 75 is about 3 to 5 years below the average life expectancy in the United States. So this is going to be a topic broached more and more often by the euthanasia enthusiasts on the left as the social welfare state continues to increase in cost and as the demographic triangle continues to turn upside down. Well, the Super Bowl has provoked wild reactions on all sides of the aisle, including riots in Philadelphia. Well, if you're in Philadelphia and there was rioting last night, could you get over to your local CVS to get the medication you needed? The answer, probably not. And this is why you should have listened to me and you should have gone over to my friends over at Jace Medical. We've talked a lot on this show about supply chain issues the past few years. We had a good laugh when there was a toilet paper shortage during COVID because why are people buying toilet paper? It was super weird. But what about when there's a shortage of emergency medication? You need to be protected. This is why you should get the Jace case right now. It's a pack of 5 prescription antibiotics you should have on hand at all times for common emergencies. My family relies on the Jace case. You can too. Visit jacemedical.com. Take a few minutes, fill out their online form. Your information will be reviewed by a board-certified physician. Your medication will be dispensed by a licensed pharmacy at a fraction of the regular cost. Enter code BEN at checkout for a discount on your order. That's JASEmedical.com, promo code BEN. Again, jacemedical.com, promo code BEN. Go check them out right now. jacemedical.com, promo code BEN. And again, enter code BEN at checkout for a discount on your order. Get the medications you need, and you can have them in your house when you need them. Again, JASEmedical.com. Well, the Super Bowl may not have been the most family-friendly thing in the world, but I'll tell you what is a family-friendly thing. Making a will. I know, pretty dark, but it is a fact of the matter that if, God forbid, something happens to you, you don't want the government disposing of your assets and figuring out exactly what should happen to your kids, for example. This is why you need a will. It's why my wife and I have a will. Recent surveys show that as many as 67% of Americans don't have a will. Don't be part of that statistic. For just $119 in as little as 5 minutes, Epic Will can help you create your last will and testament, living will, even a healthcare power of attorney. Their step-by-step online form makes it incredibly easy. All you need to do is fill in the blanks. It's super simple and it's really, really important. 2/3 of Americans don't have a will. Choose today to be in that smarter third. Go to epicwill.com. Use promo code Shapiro. Save 10% on Epic Will's complete will package. That's epicwill.com. Promo code Shapiro. Get a will. Do the same thing my wife and I did. Make sure that your family is taken care of in case, God forbid, something happens. You go to epicwill.com. Use promo code Shapiro. Save 10%. So, things that I like. Last night, there was one commercial that I actually thought was kind of nice. It was a commercial starring Miles Teller and his wife. And here, it was for Bud Light. Here was a bit of the commercial.
The estimated hold time is now less than 96 minutes.
For those who can't see, she's sitting there and listening to a voicemail or the hold music, customer service. And Miles Teller comes out and starts doing funny dances for her, basically. And then she gets up and starts dancing with him. Okay,
We thank
sounds
you for
nice.
your patience.
Okay, it's a nice commercial, you know? Look at that, a married couple dancing with one another.
Okay, please hold.
I also I thought this was actually cute also because I will admit that I have actually done this with my own wife. This is where that whole music is just lasting forever. So I thought that was actually kind of a nice commercial. Another thing that I like it when people who are crazy demonstrate that they're full-scale crazy so we can stop pretending that they're not crazy. So Sam Smith, over the weekend, he appeared at the Brit Awards dressed apparently as a person with terrible gout who wears tight black pants, or as a spade, like on a playing card, is the idea, I guess, here. According to Phil Star Life, Sam Smith continues to trend for their bold fashion choices, both of them, continuing their streak with an avant-garde look at the 2023 Brit Awards. The singer wore a custom outfit by a Kerala-born menswear designer, Harry, at the awards ceremony on Sunday, featuring an all-black latex bodysuit shaped similar to a spade. He matched his outfit with... They say he matched his outfit. Mistake, Phil Star Life. They matched their outfit with matching black high-heel boots, a right pearl earring, and a left metal stud. In an Instagram post, apparently the costume was a direct response to hate directed towards Smith's body image. Sam was having a lot of hate comments recently after Unholy about their body image. This is my take on celebrating their natural form and the beauty of being oneself. Yes, this is beautiful. It is beautiful. Also, as Emily Zanadia, friend, tweeted out, the sound around Sam Smith as Sam Smith made his way, like tried to walk in this, which was like, like balloons just rubbing together as he moved, must have been just wonderful. Guys, we're just the Washington D.C. district in Hunger Games now. That's just that's what we've become. We're a place of bread and circuses and silliness. And thanks to Sam Smith for pointing that out. Alrighty, guys, the rest of the show is continuing right now. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll get into your questions in the mailbag. If you're not a member, become a member. Use code Shapiro at checkout for 2 months free on all annual plans. Click the link in the description and join us.